Are you struggling with double strokes? Are you looking to improve your double stroke roll? If so, you've come to the right place. Today I got some great exercises to show you how to improve your double stroke roll, make it nice and smooth, and no more struggles. Let's get to it. Hello and welcome to Tim Conley Drums. Well, today I have another lesson. My free stroke lesson seems to be doing well, which is terrific. So I thought I would advance on that a little bit and show you guys how to play better double strokes. There's a slight trick to playing better double strokes, and you can see Steve Smith, Stanton Moore, Thomas Lang, Todd Zuckerman, a lot of guys use this little trick in their technique to advance their doubles. So I'm going to show you how to use this and hopefully improve on your doubles. Now, doubles tend to be the weakest stroke for most drummers. So you've got to be patient and you've got to let things develop over time. Do not expect things to happen immediately because it just doesn't work that way. It takes time to develop the muscle memory of the movement and everything. Now, I'm not going to get into the holding of the stick too much. I'm just going to get straight to the double strokes, okay? So the first thing is, if you're playing a series of 16th notes as double strokes, do them slow first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's fine, but what you want to do is you want to create a strong pulse when you're playing doubles. Believe it or not, the way to develop a stronger pulse when you're playing doubles and not sound like this, this is actually hard for me to do. What's happening is I'm accenting the first stroke and the second stroke kind of bounces. You know, and it just sounds weak, and it's not a good double stroke. It's not a good double stroke. So the two ways that you want to approach the double stroke is first getting the strokes to balance itself out. So as I mentioned before about the free stroke, you want to get the stick to bounce. Very, very important. The stick bounce is super important, okay? So that's step number one, is getting the stick, utilizing the free stroke to bounce. I'm going to post a video right after this of Neil Peart talking about his time with Freddie Gruber and about how he used to want to go through the drum instead of allowing the stick to bounce off the drum, and the air, the movement of the stick in the air is just as important as the movement of the stick hitting the drum. So anyways, I'll let you see that Neil at the end of this lesson, and he talks about that. Very, very cool video. It's a minute long. So that air that I'm talking about, if you're playing doubles, you'll notice there's actually a fair bit of time spent in the air. That air is equally as important as the hitting of the drum. Freddie Gruber used to call this the dance. So speed it up a little bit. Okay, now let's take that a step further and throw the accent on the second stroke. So 1, you'll notice how the second stroke is getting the accent. And you'll notice that when I'm doing it, I'm going, it's a molar stroke, and a combination of molar and the free stroke for that matter, getting the bounce that I'm talking about, but I'm accenting the second stroke. So we've got this molar type motion creating the second stroke. Now, if you're not familiar with the molar stroke, I have done videos on it. You can find them on my channel, but I'm gonna update that shortly. So there's a video coming out on the molar shortly. But right now, let's worry about these doubles. So once again, getting that second stroke stronger. Now, I'm gonna give you guys some exercises to develop this. I saw Stanton Moore do this exercise, and what's happening is you're gonna play the phrase, you're gonna play the phrase, da 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 da. You're gonna accent the second of those strokes. Okay. So this is going to create strength in the hands and in the arms to develop the ability to play that second stroke stronger. Okay? Now, when you're picking this up a little bit, you want to really, it's a real pull to get the second stroke. It starts to happen as you speed this up. The roll starts to smooth itself out. You get a nice flow once you start to get the second stroke to be stronger. And if you're struggling getting that second stroke stronger, just practicing trying to pull that second accent out is going to help you. It really is. So hopefully that can help. The other thing is loose, being super loose. And you want to be loose when you're going fast as well. I'm really emphasizing the second stroke now, I'm exaggerating it. Okay, now you want to try and stay nice and loose, practice these exercises and try to keep yourself loose. I can't emphasize that enough. The looseness is so important to developing a nice double stroke roll. So you'll notice fingers, right? There's a lot of finger work involved in this. So you got that sort of a snap on the second stroke, and you're moving your fingers open and closed. The other thing is, try not to create tension by squeezing the stick too hard, because it's going to get tense here on your hand. It's also going to create tension up through your arm. So try and, even though you're trying to get that nice snap, keep it loose. right, I hope that that helped some of you out there. There's going to be guys out there that are probably better at this than me. And there's going to be guys out there that are maybe as good as me, and then there's going to be a lot of people that are just learning, and that's sort of who I'm targeting. Now, if you're an advanced player and your doubles still aren't that great, this could still help you, okay? So getting that second stroke, being nice and loose and relaxed, and creating flow. All right, guys, thanks very much for joining me on this lesson. Part 2, sort of from my last hand lesson. I hope that you get something from it. All right. I hope you guys got something from it, and as always, keep drumming. See ya.
With Freddie's ideas, the stick wants to bounce, let it bounce. And part of certainly my old way of playing had to do almost with playing right through the drum in the way that you're taught, for instance, with a golf swing, that you play through the ball. In a drum, you don't necessarily want to play right through the drum, I don't think, and aim for the floor. I try to make now the end of my stroke becomes the surface of the drum. And if the stick wants to bounce, I've tried to learn to let it bounce and use that bounce so that if I'm playing fills or rolls or time or whatever, the bounce becomes a part of my motion. So I'm monitoring that bounce and controlling it, but just letting it happen. Get out of the way is the way Freddie puts it. If the thing wants to happen, then don't prevent it from happening. Just use those physics of the drumstick falling or the drumstick bouncing. Use them to your advantage as part of the music, as part of the orbital motion of rhythmic play, and controlling what happens in the air between your beats. And it's a series of small exercises that would vary from drummer to drummer, so I can't really lay them out as a program. But